Well, the race for the Oscars have officially kicked off. The Butler. Let me just tell you really quick who's in this movie, okay? Forrest Whitaker, Oprah Winfrey, Terrence Howard, Cuba Gooding Jr., Mariah Carey, Vanessa Redgrave, Lenny Kravitz, Robin Williams, John Cusack, James Marsden, Liev Schreiber, Alan Rickman, Jane Fonda, Melissa Leo, and dozens and dozens and dozens of others. The Butler tells the story of Cecil Gaines, played by Forrest Whitaker, who was a butler at the White House who served from the Eisenhower administration to the Reagan administration. 8 presidents. And you kind of see how the world changes and how the world reacts to racism issues, to world crises, to big moments in history, and you kind of see how the world reacts to those through his eyes. And it's kind of interesting. At the same time, it can be very preachy. Okay, the movie starts out in 1928, and we find that young Cecil Gaines is working as a slave on a cotton plantation. His father gets killed, his mother goes crazy, so he runs off. Subsequently getting a job as a butler, he then learns how to serve, learns how to take care of people, and then gets a job at this nice fancy hotel, and from there somebody notices him, and he then gets a job at the White House. That's where the movie takes off. His wife, played by Oprah, is a drunk, and after a while doesn't want to have anything to do with him because he's always gone, he's always working. He has 2 sons, one of which he plays heavily in the civil rights movement. His other son goes off to Vietnam. He's just working quietly as a butler in the White House, trying to do his best to provide for his family. And that's where the movie is really interesting. Let me tell you who plays the presidents in this, because it's interesting. Eisenhower is played by Robin Williams. Knocks it out of the park in like the 5 minutes he's in there. Kennedy is played by James Marsden. He really doesn't lose himself in that role. You can tell, okay, that's James Marsden. Lyndon Johnson is played by Liev Schreiber. That was an interesting choice. Nixon is played by John Cusack. And he doesn't overdo it. He doesn't go exaggerated or cartoony with it. Reagan is played by Alan Rickman. Severus Snape from Harry Potter. I enjoyed this movie. The part I wasn't too crazy about, though, is it seems like they needed to tie all the big racial problems and racial issues that happened throughout the 50s and 60s to him. And so his son was involved in all these places. I don't know if that's true or not, but his son, like I said, was in the bombing of the Freedom Riders bus. His son was with Martin Luther King when he got shot. His son went and saw Malcolm X speak. He then became a Black Panther. I don't know if all that's true. If it is, okay, but if it's not, it seems like they were just trying to tie all this back to him so he could react to these big, important racial issues in history. The acting in here is excellent. I mean, of course it is. Like I said at the beginning, this is going to be an Oscar contender, for sure. Forrest Whitaker, Oprah Winfrey, the first time I've actually ever really liked Oprah, there that is. Cuba Gooding Jr., Lenny Kravitz, Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard plays a scumbag. There's a lot of acting power and acting talent in this movie. And it gets really close to overdoing it. The story is great. Here's what I'm going to say about this movie. Okay, I'm going to separate it here. Because just giving it one rating isn't quite going to work. If you're a cinemaphile like myself, go see this movie. You're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it for what it is. If you are a movie fan, if you enjoy the movies, definitely buy this one on DVD. If you are the casual movie fan, I would say get this one on Redbox or Netflix when it comes out. So there's my review of The Butler. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Comment below. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter or find me on Facebook or see more of my reviews, click the links below.